This road isn't theirs, it's mine. Then what has the HOA been charging everyone for? That road belongs to the HOA. Then explain why my family has paid the property taxes on it for 35 years.
David's boots were still by the back door, 5 months since the accident. I stepped over them every morning on my way to feed the animals and every evening on my way back in. 3 rescue dogs, 2 cats, and a one-eyed rabbit named Clover who watched the world from his hutch with the serene confidence of an animal who had survived worse than whatever came next. I could move the boots. I just wasn't ready. My name is Sarah Calloway, 56 years old, veterinarian. David and I bought our property at Elmwood Crossing in 1989 when the neighborhood was new and the private road running through its center was still unpaved gravel. He paved it himself the summer after we moved in, borrowed equipment, 3 weekends, the kind of practical love that builds things meant to last. The road had been in our deed since 1931. Patricia Voss had been HOA president at Elmwood Crossing for 6 years, cream-colored Cadillac. Architectural Standards Committee that met in her living room with 2 friends she had appointed herself. She had fined elderly residents for wind chimes and cited a family for a basketball hoop visible from the street. When she discovered I was operating what she called an unlicensed animal facility from my property, she filed 4 violation notices in 8 days. The unlicensed animal facility was 3 rescue dogs sleeping on my porch and Clover in his hutch. I am a licensed veterinarian. Caring for animals is not a violation of anything. Patricia disagreed in writing at $250 per notice. I pulled David's original property documents from the filing cabinet he had organized by year with the particular thoroughness of an engineer who believed in doing things once and doing them right. The 1931 deed was the 3rd document in the 1989 folder. David had flagged it with a yellow sticky note that said, "Ask about this someday," in his handwriting. We never got to someday. The private road running through Elmwood Crossing had been conveyed as a separate parcel in the original 1931 land grant. David's family had purchased the road parcel along with the residential lot in 1989 as part of an estate package the seller hadn't fully understood. We had been paying property taxes on it for 35 years without knowing what we owned. My attorney James confirmed the deed chain in 2 days. Then he pulled the HOA's contractor access records through a business records request and found something that explained everything about why Patricia needed me gone. For 6 years, Patricia had been charging delivery companies and contractors a road access fee to use Elmwood Crossing's private road, $25 per commercial vehicle. UPS, FedEx, Amazon contractors, plumbers, electricians, landscapers. Every commercial vehicle that had turned into our neighborhood had been paying Patricia personally through an LLC registered to her cousin. 30 vehicles a day average over 6 years, $182,000 in road access fees for a road she didn't own. My violation notices had started 3 weeks after I had casually mentioned at a neighborhood gathering that David's old property documents were interesting reading. She thought I had found something. She was trying to bury me in fines and legal costs before I understood what I had. James filed the ownership claim on a Monday. By Tuesday, 12 delivery companies had been contacted as potential witnesses. By Thursday, 3 of them had already provided signed statements describing years of access fee payments to Patricia's LLC. At the HOA meeting, Patricia called to finalize my property violations and begin lien proceedings. She walked in with her presentation and her composure and 6 years of certainty that working people couldn't afford to fight back. James placed David's 1931 deed on the table, then the delivery company statements, then 6 years of LLC payment records traced to Patricia's personal accounts. Patricia looked at the documents for a long moment. Then she looked at me with the expression of someone finally understanding they chose the wrong target. Federal agents were waiting outside. Patricia received 3 years for wire fraud and theft. Her cousin received 18 months for conspiracy. Every dollar of road access fees returned to the delivery companies and contractors who had paid them. Every violation notice voided. Clover watched the federal vehicles leave from his hutch without particular concern. He had seen enough drama for one rabbit. My daughter Maya stayed for 2 weeks after the verdict. We painted the back porch and planted David's favorite tomatoes in the garden bed he had built the summer before the accident. The morning she left, I stood by the back door for a long time looking at his boots. Then I picked them up and carried them to the porch where he used to sit on Sunday mornings with his coffee watching the neighborhood wake up. They look right there. Some things don't need to be put away. They just need to find where they belong.